Hey everyone, Carrie Beck here with Homeschool Coffee Break, where we help you stop the overwhelm so you can take a coffee break. We are in the middle of a series about raising our kids to lead well. And today, what we're going to talk about something very near and dear to my heart. The number one thing you can do to raise independent leaders. There are so many people raise their kids. They give them all this homeschool stuff and then their kids just follow whatever someone tells them to do. Their kids have no idea how to own their life, how to own their education, how to lead other people. So let's talk about that today. If we want to raise Christian leaders, we must raise kids who own their education. They are independent, self-motivated learners. I talk a lot about this in my masterclass. It's a free masterclass, 4 steps to raising Christian leaders in your homeschool. Will be doing that later this week. So there'll be a link in the show notes. You can sign up completely free. But some of you are looking at me like, why? Why does independence matter? I will tell you right now, independence builds leadership and responsibility. Do you want your kids to be responsible? Do you want your kids to be independent and not follow the crowd? Let's face it, the crowd today is not a crowd that I would want my kids to follow. If we're always micromanaging their learning, kids never learn how to think, how to solve problems, how to be wise decision makers, or how to lead. If you listen to even people in the past, people like William Butler Yeats says the goal of education should not be to fill the bucket, but to light a fire. Who does that sound like? In homeschool circles, that sounds like Charlotte Mason. She's like, kids are not buckets to fill pre-digested information. In Prussia, Germany, back in the mid-1800s, that's all they were doing. It's like, just give them a bunch of information, let them regurgitate it. And America, by 1900, they were following that example. Charlotte Mason says, we need to emphasize our kids' responsibility over their own work, not mom's responsibility. Wouldn't that stop your overwhelm? Reduce your stress if your kids took responsibility over their homeschool. You see, Charlotte Mason trusted children could handle real ideas. She expected them to tell back whatever they were learning, to think and engage, not just regurgitate a whole bunch of facts. And our American traditional education system just gives you a bunch of information, tell us all back. Excuse me. You see, Charlotte Mason's success shows that you can trust your kids. They will rise to the challenge. They are so much more capable than we give them credit for. Let's go back and just think about Benjamin Franklin. Did you know that Benjamin Franklin left formal schooling at the age of 10? No more formal schooling. Yes, like hop off that conveyor belt. I'm not going to have any more. But Benjamin Franklin was a lifelong learner. Do you think we could learn something from Benjamin Franklin? Excuse me. You see, Benjamin Franklin's learning was through apprenticeship, independent reading, self-driven study. Can you imagine? Oh, excuse me. I'm having some major pollen allergy problems, so I apologize. Apprenticeships, independent reading, and self-driven study. It's about to come again. Benjamin Franklin's curiosity and initiative made him think about who he was. He was a scientist. He was an inventor. He was a United States, not United States at the time, but an American statesman. He was a writer, an author. He was a true leader. You see, independent learning, like Benjamin Franklin had, cultivates leadership in real life, not just in a classroom. We equate education with the classroom. That is not what education is all about. So go back and think about what type of education did these people have? I can tell you right now, in the mid 1800s, if you took the eighth grade um, proficiency test or the eighth grade graduation test, most of us, including me probably, would fail it because we don't have the capability. All we have are a bunch of facts in our head. We need to go beyond that. So, what are some practical ways that you can let go of that conveyor belt, let go of that traditional education? Number one, start with ownership. Let your kids set goals. Let them set goals for their day and for their week. Have them track their progress, not you. For us personally, in ninth grade, my kids started writing their own lesson plans. Yep. Up until ninth grade, I would write them for them, tell them what was expected in ninth grade. And I will tell you, we started that in September. By January, they could do it all on their own. Now, we went through a whole process. It wasn't just like I sat down, but they knew where we were headed. They knew what was going on. They had made choices. They took ownership. They took leadership in their education, and they were planning their own homeschool for the next 4 years. So let's start with ownership next. Teach them how to learn, not what to learn. How to think, not what to think. So they need to learn research skills, to be able to ask good questions, to find mentors in whatever area they are studying, so people can pour into them as well. So teach them how to think, not what to think. Ownership, how to think. Shift your role from teacher to coach or mentor. I talk a lot about this in my class, 4 Steps to Raising Christian Leaders. If you're interested in knowing how do you move from teacher to coach or mentor, sign up for that class because it is all about real world learning. It is all about letting go and letting your kids make some more decisions. You know, a child that is passionate about animals starts caring about their pets, and then they will take care of their pets. They are researching different species. They may even start a pet sitting business. My oldest granddaughter has been wanting to be a veterinarian since she was about 3 or 4 years old. I fully believe she may end up being a veterinarian. I don't know. But whenever I go over there, she got new animals that she's telling me all about because she takes ownership about that type of learning. So you don't have to do it perfectly. Just start letting go a little at a time. It's sort of like let's go back again to the colonials. Let's go back to the Benjamin Franklin time, the colonial apprenticeship system. Did you know teenagers probably weren't quite as rebellious because they were apprenticed to masters, master blacksmiths, master printers, master farmers. They learned through real work, not textbooks. Is there a way that you can incorporate real work into your homeschool? Because I think that will go a lot further than just taking a multiple choice test. You see, those teens back in colonial America became independent thinkers, skilled leaders in their community, and they grew up to be Thomas Jefferson. He had an education during that time period. And he became the president of the United States. And if you go in and look at his library and all his writings and everything about him, he was a deep thinker because he had a mentor, George Witt. So we need to realize that independence in learning prepares our kids for real world leadership. Independence with someone journeying alongside. You might be that mentor. George Witt was a mentor to Thomas Jefferson. Maybe someone else in your kid's life is that mentor. But that gives them some independence. They become real world leaders, not just check it off the check sheet, check off those boxes with academic success. So our goal is not to raise followers, it's to raise leaders who seek God's wisdom and own their calling. How are you letting your kids lead in their education and their calling? How are you letting them own their own calling? I hope that you will join me for my free class. It will dive deeper into this because it's a lot longer, and we're going to give you some more ideas, practical ideas, 4 steps to raising Christian leaders. Thank you so much for spending time with me. If you have not hit subscribe, would you please just click that little button and we can get this message out to more and more people? We need more families to let go and let their kids take ownership and leadership in their education, which will prepare them to be great leaders for Jesus Christ. Hey, I am Carrie Beck with How to Homeschool My Child Homeschool Coffee Break. We'll talk to you later.